OnChain. Hey, OnChain Revolution, Bitcoin not an illusion. Market recaps and I do a roll call. You're not bullish in the vocal. Look at the price action, yeah, send it to the deck. Sell it through the spec. Order knows the best. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to review. And the bearish gotta put the knee pad. Let me see the comments. Look at the fear and greed index. Bridge, look at the chart.
Welcome back to OnChain Revolution. We are doing an amazing stream today with the great guys at Artura.finance. So every Tuesday, OnChain Revolution and Artura.finance, we kind of get together and we do this new Trading Edge show every Tuesday, same time, 2 p.m. Amazing last week. Last week was really strong. I actually learned a lot from that. I actually watched it back later to take some notes off Mary. And if you guys are trading, this is the show for you guys. This is the show for you guys to really kind of make sure your knowledge is there for when it starts to get real bullish again. Right now, it does look like the shorters are winning. Hopefully that does not continue, but you can make money long and you can make money short. So that's what the show's all about. There's opportunities in the market every single day. You just got to find them. You got to be able to spot them. You got to be able to execute on that trade as well. Today, the rules most traders ignore. We're going to get into some things that you should really have a great knowledge of. Some stuff that really helps you when you're knee deep in a trade and you don't know what to do. You can always go back to your notes, go back to different things. And we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about some market stuff too, because it does look like Bitcoin is fighting that resistance at 108, the old all-time high, right? So we don't want to go below that though. I guess that would be support, fighting that support there. So, well, I guess the old resistance. So really excited for this show, really excited to kind of dig in and kind of learn the trading, the patterns and everything else. But before we do, let me bring out my co-host for this as always, Mr. Iago B. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's up,
man? How you feeling about this? And were you excited to do some trades?
Yeah, excited to kind of dive into the market sentiment and also get the updates for the Bitcoin 2100 with the campaign with Artura as well and Botanics. That's going to be really, really great as that's about to kick off. But yeah, excited to kind of see what Marian has to say with Bitcoin, on the weekly chart, really, because it seems like we're just now going into some sell pressure, which never a good thing if you're in a bull market, but typically doesn't last too long, especially heading into Q4, I would imagine.
Yeah, 100%. And just because it is a little bearish, we still are in a bull market, right?
Yeah, we're still in a bull market, and it was kind of like your stock guys that you listened to in the morning said last week. It was like you can't have that many consecutive red days in a bull market. Eventually, something has to turn. So we know eventually it's going to turn back around, but it doesn't feel great whenever. But it's a little different, right? Whenever you're in the crypto market, you're not just only dealing with Bitcoin and Ethereum. It can feel a little worse, right? Because there's assets across the board. But there are brighter days ahead, and there's a lot of catalysts that are going to spring us back up.
Yeah, 100%. And when we used to do the show back and we used to have these guys on every week, I used to, especially in the beginning, I used to be like try to get Marian bullish because he was right. But he was always, I was trying to get bullish a little too quick and he would kind of tell me slow my roll. I got a feeling that he's going to tell me that as well today. So let's find right out. Let's bring up the guys. Let's bring up Marian. Let's bring up Instant, guys. Welcome to the Trader's Edge.
Yo. Thanks for having us.
Good to be back.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys joining us every week on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. But you guys take time out of your day. We know that you guys are super busy building community as well, for the Marian side as well with the trader community. But how do you guys feel, with the market sentiment? Let's kick it off with you, Marian. To me, it's a little confusing, but I know that you have a little bit further insight than myself. And what are you thinking right now?
Yeah, so BTC is a bit funny right now. It's a funny situation, but like you said, we are still in bull market, so every dip is a gift, like everyone used to say. So yeah, let me just share the screen so I can
Yes, please.
Just a second. Here it is. So we can go through the price section a bit more easier. Yeah, so like always we go from the monthly chart. We are doing the top-down analysis. On the monthly chart, BTC is looking not so good. Why? Because we are respecting the previous all-time high, and we are having a pretty big retrace downwards, like we can see here. And the monthly close is coming in 6 days, which is really important. And if we close like this is not a bullish sign. It means that we can drop here back in the range, right here, and just consolidate a bit. Weekly chart as well is a really important chart, higher time frame wise, and currently is doing the same thing. Last week we said that we are gonna head to this 112k mark, and I was right. We had a nice sweep here, and on the daily chart I found that we were in a trapped order flow, and that's why I didn't go in a long position. I said that we're gonna play ping pong until one level gets disrespected, but that daily fair value gap didn't get disrespected, and now this low is getting disrespected, which is a bearish sign. And we can see that we even run a previous week low, which is also a bearish sign. So those are the two bearish arguments on the monthly and weekly chart, and that's not good for BTC for the upcoming month. We still have 6 days to close, but even if we go and close the body above this level, we are most likely going to create a bearish fair value gap here, as you can see in this order flow leg. So if we still have chance, but we need to like negate this level. So a bit funny situation with BTC. Daily, same story, just on the lower time frames, just dropping down. Here it created fair value area. It's just moving down, disrespecting it. Now we are sweeping the previous day low, but still not the strength we want to see, right? Funny situation as well is that we have open monthly fair value gap right here. Imagine the timeline if we go to this level. Just imagine the crypto Twitter if you go below 100.
Yeah, that would be absolutely a disaster, in my opinion. I think crypto Twitter would go crazy.
How many liquidations will that be and everything? But if you follow the BTC chart, look what it's doing. Like I said in the last time, huge pump consolidation, and then huge pump consolidation. It fills those gaps constantly. It's filling those gaps, and here we have a gap as well. Maybe we can consolidate like this. We'll see how the BTC dominance will act then, but we can also just tap into this and move higher from it.
Yeah.
So that's Bitcoin, right? And you're kind of bearish on it. Ethereum looks a lot different, though, right? Could you take a look at that for us?
Yes, sir. So those are the relative strength analysis, like I wanna always do. If you wanna go long, I'm always gonna check BTC versus Ethereum.
Okay.
On the monthly chart at Ethereum, it's pretty bullish, like you can see. Only small bearish sign is that we are currently just sweeping by a bit this all-time high. So we are not closing above it currently. We still have 6 days left. But at the good side, we have these old swing highs that are getting round on, which is a bullish sign. So maybe we can do a retest on them and move higher from. And most likely we are going to close above them, which is a bullish sign. On the weekly chart, we had this bullish fair value gap that delivered the price up. So now there is no narrative for me to go higher from. So either I'm just going to mark in, this is a consolidation for me because there are no gaps. These are the two levels I'm looking for. And if those are my narrative, like if we are going to go higher, I need to sweep of this low and move upwards, and vice versa for this high. On the daily chart, it's a bit confusion because we're most likely going to create those bearish fair value gaps here as well, which is a sign to go lower. So consolidation scenario for now.
So you basically need Ethereum to drop to about 42 before you would go long. Would that be scary though at that point? Would that be hard to pull the trigger if it does go down to 42?
No, why would it be? because we're just gonna run the liquidity. We just need to have the V-shape reversal on this low,
Gotcha.
for example. Yeah, because here, there are located the stop losses of the people that are long currently. So what are the market makers gonna do? We're gonna liquidate them and start pumping the price up in the bullish
Gotcha.
scenario. So everyone who is long right now, this is the most logical place to go and put stop loss, or even this low. People are also putting the stop losses at the body of a swing low, which is this level as well. So just imagine how many stop losses are here.
Probably a
I
ton.
feel like that's a market maker's dream. That scenario.
This past weekend was a market maker's dream too. I mean, it's completely set up. He probably loved the fact that the person sold 24,000 Bitcoin on chain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was like, oh
so-
God, this is what we need kind of situation.
Yep. So yeah, this today's close is most likely gonna create me a narrative to go lower from to this low, if we get the confirmation inside of this gap. So most likely we're gonna fill it, wait for fair value gaps to show me the confirmation that we are shifting the order flow to the bearish and get a sweep of this low.
Yeah.
A lot of people that don't have the trading plan right now, they just see, for example, the sweep of this previous week low, and they're putting their stop losses here at this low that's not created yet. So they're like people love to call that, they're catching the falling knives, and most of them are just buying market and not placing stop loss.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it was. I feel like it was inevitable, right? Like you have a bullish June and July for Bitcoin and Ethereum, by the way, and like the front part of August was bullish as well. And then like there's always a break. Like it's never like just consistent like forever, right? And if we're gonna go ahead.
The breaks are healthy. Like you can just go straight up. That's not healthy. Like this is healthy price action. Like it will be like a honey pot, the one chart that you can sell. Like it will just go up.
The good old honey pot.
Yeah, this is what the people want. So
yeah. We actually got a question from the audience here from Oxen. Yeah, OX. I think it's Oxen, I guess.
He's our ambassador. Yeah.
He says, I have a question for Marian. Do you primarily use only price action for your trades or stack confluences like RSI? In the weekly time frame, there is an RSI divergence signaling a possible weakening trend.
No, I just use the basic price action. No indicators, no nothing. Just basic price action, order flow legs, and candlestick theory, just looking the reactions and following the recent order flow legs, because they are telling the story of a price in the current state.
Yeah.
So no predicting, just reacting and adapting, always on the level.
Is there a scenario where ETH could potentially get back to all-time highs, but Bitcoin kind of sits flat? Could you see anything like that happening?
Why not? Yeah. For example, BTC is gonna just stagnate a bit. The inflow is going to go into the Ethereum. BTC dominance needs to drop and is dropping. Like we are heading to this low on the dominance, and just the money from BTC is going to go to the Ethereum, and that's how the cycle works. After the Ethereum does its move, it's going to go to the lower caps.
Yeah. Every cycle that happens at some point.
Like every cycle is the same.
There's a clean price, I guess, like inverse reaction with Bitcoin and Ethereum. We just haven't seen that like extremely strong yet this cycle. I mean, we've seen the beginning parts of it, I believe, and we saw a little bit of that in August and late July, where Ethereum was finally stronger and you saw dominance go down, but we still haven't seen that like strong, like where Ethereum just shoots up and Bitcoin pretty much dumps, and that happens every cycle.
Exactly, and it's coming. Like for example, BTC Ethereum chart is going to this monthly FEG. Like look at this retracement. BTC is like ripping down versus the Ethereum chart. We are drawing to this, and maybe we consolidate here. I don't think we are gonna go move higher from this. This is not in our current order flow. Here we are creating the bearish FVG. Like most likely we are just like, look at this downtrend.
Yeah.
It's just gonna go down, down, down.
Yep. We got another question. Oh,
Yep.
go ahead. I was gonna say we have another question from the chat, but before we get to that, I want to let Instant chime in here from a leverage and perps platform. Do you guys ideally like this kind of like sentiment? Should it matter? Because at the end of the day, you have people shorting and longing on these platforms, or would you feel like it's best whenever the environment's bullish all around?
That's a tough question. I think there's like a lot of different perspectives. I personally hold, and then like as like a builder in the space, like also hold as well. I mean, just as like a personal bag holder, like I always love to see like bullish sentiment, like outside of building, anything. And also like bullish sentiments are also good for builders as well. However, like in periods of volatility, like obviously from like a perps perspective, I think it can be a little bit more lucrative from like the platform side where people are kind of unsure and strategies are definitely like, more stress tested than, in typical markets. So I don't know. I mean, like personally, I think like, for the whole industry, just having a bullish sentiment, even outside of like, a perps trading model or a business model is, I think it's good for everybody all around.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
agree.
I had a question after Alpha Gamer.
Okay.
As well from Marian, but
All right. Well, yeah, let's get Alpha Gamer's question up here then. Alpha Gamer, he's been kind of hitting on this because he's been winning, I believe, on taking advantage of the DATs that are investing in Solana and stuff. And so his question for you, Marian, is what do you think from looking at the price action on the Sol BTC chart? Could you take a look at that real quick if you pull that up, the Sol BTC chart? So Sol's been pretty strong against BTC, and I think a lot of that has to do with these treasury companies coming in, and Sol's probably the next biggest, the next one that's going to follow the trend. You got Bitcoin treasury companies, that was awesome, and then Ethereum strong, now Sol. But what do you think about the price action for the Sol BTC chart? Is that
Sol is gonna be pretty huge in 2026. It needs to it can even now to perform Ethereum, not in the price but in the pump state. But yeah, on the monthly chart we are starting to see some strength. Here we had a consolidation, which means that Solana is slowing with the dumps, and here we are seeing that pump continues. Is showing the strength to move upwards, right? On the weekly chart, we have a pretty bullish trend. Like we can see this fair value gap gets respected to some kind, and we are constantly moving higher. Here we are disrespecting the weekly high, and we got a retest of it, and we are moving most likely higher to this high. So weekly is also looking pretty nice. No bearish scenarios in this chart. We can see here as well overlapping array that we closed above with this candle. So this is pretty nice. And let's see the daily chart. Daily chart is also like you can see we are trending up, and most likely we are gonna just go up until I don't think we can break these lows in this scenario here. I just think we're gonna go move up and just follow the trend. Trend is your friend until the end. So you just need to respect it and go with the flow with it. Gotcha. For now, we're expecting it pretty nice and just ride it. But I'm feeling pretty bullish, even if chart is not showing it, it needs to pump. Besides BTC.
Love that. Yeah, I can't wait for everything to pump against Bitcoin. I think that's what kind of we're all waiting for. It's yeah. I mean, it's been tough.
Sol still didn't. I think, this year, this was in 2024. No, it was in January. But yeah, we just swept this high, previous all-time high. We just need to go above this. You can see how we are lacking here on the monthly chart.
Yeah.
And see Ethereum, what it's doing. This is the same story that Solana will do. It just needs time for money to move then from the Ethereum to Sol. And just that's how the market goes.
Love it. Instant, you said you have a question.
Yeah, because I think you guys touched on it already, maybe in previously, but the 24,000 or 24K BTP offloading, was it yesterday?
Sunday night,
You know, yeah, we we were talking about it in chat. Marin, I was curious if that did that affect any of your trades at all, or did you switch up your trades after that news happened, or was it just kind of like, you have like sort of these events like planned in some of your strategy to some degree?
I don't have these plans. Like I always say, those news are just the liquidity injection in the market. It will fuel the price to move to some level faster, because without news, the price won't move, and those are just gonna fuel the price to go to the target much faster.
Gotcha. So you saw that news and did you roll your eyes and just like keep on?
Yeah, I just observe and adapt. Like I didn't predict those news. I didn't predict if we are just gonna, oh, look at this news, we are sweeping this low and just pump up, putting, like I said, they were catching falling knives most probably yesterday. Like they saw that dump, they were just putting the long positions on. Some of them without stop losses, some of them with stop losses, and this is not the thing that you need to do. You need to have more confluences on the hard time frame charts.
Right. I mean, I'm curious too, as like a trader myself who like isn't that great. Like you're obviously much better than I am, and I'm kind of an amateur to some degree. I have like trades ongoing, but there's these big headlines that come out. Like how should I be reacting? In the moment when I see these like huge headlines that can kind of make or break some of my positions that I have.
Yeah, so it depends. That's a pretty good question. Yeah. So if you're swinging and you entered before those headlines, like a few days prior, you should be fine because you put much bigger stop loss. Swing trading, then the price will the news will just fill the price up to go. If you're like, if you had a good note of it, it's just gonna go to your take profit. If not, if you were wrong, it's just gonna go to the stop loss faster. And you can't win 100% of the time, so it's destined to be either one of that.
Definitely include a stop loss on there for sure.
Yeah. Which is actually one of the main topics of the show is, should you use a stop loss, which everybody knows the answer is yes. But that's a perfect example right there, instant of when to use a stop, or when a stop loss will come into use. Is yeah, well, it's the variables that you can't. There's a lot of things you can't control, but the things you can control are the things you have to be good at. I believe, right, Marian? And the things that you can't control are bankroll management, stop loss, take profit, those type of things. You set those up, and they protect you from volatile news, which was exactly pretty much what that it was. Either someone drops 24,000 Bitcoin on Hyperliquid, or bombs are dropped on a certain country, whatever the news is, it's that you can't control when that comes, and so that stop loss protects you from losing more. But I will say that this past weekend was one of the most like unpredictable scenarios for traders. You're talking about heading into Friday pretty bearish. Having 3 or 4 bearish days, and then the Fed speaks at Jackson Hole, only to look like they're creating a complete reversal. The candle on that 1 hour was ridiculous. It was such a ridiculous candle, and then you start to notice these patterns, and it starts to. Shizzy and I were looking back at it today, and it was the infamous Bart Simpson pattern, to where huge candle starts it back up and start the spikes, and then once that decline starts, you should probably start to recognize that, and that seems to be what played out.
Exactly. But I just made my weekly outlook and didn't even send it, and manipulation came and it just ruined my trading plan for the week. So I just adapted and moved on. Yeah, that's why you don't trade on the weekends. It's just low volume. Usually Sundays are manipulations. So it's just not worth it. Just look in from to the week and do a recap on the weekend, prepare for the next week, journal, backtest, improve yourself, and so on.
Yeah, 100%. So Alpha Gamer says, awesome analysis. Happy to see that we are on the same page with our confluence. Pretty obvious setup, and I'm positioning myself accordingly since these Solana DATs will benefit. Is that something that you're looking into as well? Do you look at these treasury companies and potentially trading any of those that are buying Solana or buying Ethereum?
Not for now, but like he said, those are like pretty good confluences to have in the analysis. Even though I'm not like using all of that, but why not?
Yeah.
It's a bullish news.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing I think with those DATs is like, after the letter of intent are all signed and they actually apply the capital to the tokens. Like, I mean, I think like the bigger ones, obviously, they've already in that stage, but eventually there's going to be opportunities, I think, for other tokens that are following this trend. But Shizzy and I have been talking a lot about this recently on our show, is that we think that that's going to like spark the bull market, like the altcoin bull market.
Yeah.
Is, once you got 50 to 100 million or more buying, mid cap to small cap tokens that have projects that have substance to them, they're actually blockchains, or they have other institutional backing, then we're talking about price increases across the board of those, which can spark a little bit more risk on, and hopefully we can get there by way of Fed, which is kind of one of the topics we're going to get into here in a second.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like, what happens is one of these banks go buy, a bunch of the Aave token and eventually get governance over the actual protocol, right? Like I think this type of stuff's going to change, but what that's going to do, that's going to send everything skyrocketing. If you have a bank, potentially JP Morgan coming in, potentially on chain, right, or on Coinbase or somewhere else, to potentially grab as much Aave or grab as much as Curve or all these giant DeFi protocols, even Hype. Right. And it's trying to grab these, and so they can control or at least have say in the governance. Do you think that's something that we should kind of keep an eye on right now? Is potentially people coming in and scooping up of some of these DeFi protocols? I think that's actually next.
Yeah, because then the new liquidity will come. So you just the math. So you just need to position yourself in that scenario.
Yeah. OX Nagus says, just a follow-up, Marian. Start it before that order flow is evident with how BTC is filling the FVGs in the fourth time frame, thus showing a bearish trend. The recent U.S. news broke it, but it continued afterwards. I feel like I've just read some Spanish there. So could you break down what he kind of means?
Let me see. So maybe he thinks about this candle, but 4-hour time frame is a pretty low for the consideration if you're looking, for example, at the monthly chart, weekly, and the daily. Like I said, here I don't have the confluences I don't have any narrative to go higher or lower from. So just like 4-hour is showing the order flow, but even here you don't see the cleanest price action of like follow-throughs on the FVGs. Here we're just stagnating in this FVG. I just need to wait for the daily, for example, to show me new bearish fair value gap. So Negus, I will also just suggest you to stay out, because monthly candle is closing. It's going to be a shit show, especially 2-3 days prior to that.
Gotcha. Yeah, sounds good. So, are you looking into the Fed decision at all? So, on September 17th, we get a decision from the Fed to either keep rates the same or cut them. Are you taking that into account to when potentially we could get bullish? Markets are forward looking, so a lot of the times this stuff's already kind of priced in. Are you kind of taking that into factor as well?
Can be, yeah. I would love to see like if Fed cuts the rates, because that's good for the economy, right? And we should pump that. That's how it goes every single time, especially in crypto. Like the liquidity will come, you will see how the stocks are gonna move, and that will just transition to the crypto market as well.
Yeah, and then yesterday, a lot of people don't realize, but the Fed tried to sell some bonds into the market at an auction, and these bonds weren't selling, to the point where these 20-year bond yields were at 5.1%. Is that concerning to you? Is that something you pay attention to as well?
I don't really, to be honest. I didn't
Yeah.
even say that. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, so is there any other rules out there that you would say that most traders ignore, potentially at their own risk? Is there anything out there that you are seeing, oh man, these guys make so many mistakes, the same mistakes over and over?
I think most of people just over trade and over leverage.
Over leverage.
The risk,
Okay,
yes,
go
like
ahead.
they're losing much more than 5% per trade. Like they
Yeah,
just
so bankroll management is
Yeah.
a big rule that like individuals that are disciplined and have success in trading, they have set their own kind of bankroll management. The people that don't bankroll manage because they want to try to make as much as possible and all this stuff. But the approach with trading shouldn't be like an all or nothing approach, right? Could you talk about bankroll management a little bit?
Yeah, so as a trader, you're just a professional risk manager. You're a professional loser. So that's why you need to manage your risk. For example, just think, would you risk those high percent of your portfolio, for example, if you were working in a hedge fund? Like they're risking much lower than 1% even. The problem with psychology is that people come to crypto to get rich quick, and they just like want to get rich quick overnight and risk 0.5% of their portfolio. They don't like the consistent and slow gains, and the problem as well is that they are seeing this bullshit stuff on the social media, and they're going by it. Like you need just what I would suggest to you is to just follow good people on Twitter and just go through the following list. Don't look at the For You page as well, because you'll see like most engagement farmings with huge amounts of money that are not real, and it will just fuck up your psychology. It will like you will just start to compare yourself. Oh, how can he do it? Why I'm not like rich with him like him? Yeah, you just need to like focus on yourself and on steady and small gains.
On
Go ahead.
Yeah, I said on the topic of bankroll management as well. So I'm like a pretty casual trader. You know, I'll put in money here and there, and you know, definitely do not have like the strategies to back up. So it's, you could say like I'm pretty much gambling mostly. I'm degening it, but you know, I'm using money that I'm comfortable with. You know, if somebody's trying to get into, I guess, like trading on, you know, perps and more seriously, or just like, you know, dip their toe in the water to become better and better, is there like a starting amount that you think would be like a good to like start building a strategy with, like whether that's like $50, like $100? Can you go less than that even?
Yeah, you can go even less than $100. I would say, for example, it depends from which country are you. That's the first thing, because of the salaries and with the like portfolio you can lose. But you can start playing around with $100. I think you wouldn't die from losing it. It will give you like real market experience. You will feel what it means to burn money, and it's not the same like backtesting. Like you need to get the feel of a real market, because backtests are just all data. The psychology won't be involved. Analysis, mind analysis also won't be aligned. So just go straight into the market, live market, risk small, and just start to get experience in it.
Yeah, I think a good way to look at it too is, you know, bankroll management is very important, because if you want to do this for a long, sustainable amount of time, then you have to do it in increments that can allow you to do that. But if you don't, and you do it in large chunks based off of your emotion, you're not going to be sustainable at all. You have like close to 0% chance of being sustainable in that aspect. But like if you manage your bankroll and you have a system of it, that's how you can like actually develop and be a trader, an actual trader. Do I have that right?
Yeah, you have, exactly. That's the whole point.
Perfect.
Amazing, absolutely awesome. Definitely want to jump to the next part of this is you know, what you guys are building over at Artura. So we're gonna take a look at a thing called a Bitcoin world. Let me remove that. this. All right, so this is 2100 a Bitcoin world. This is built by Botonics. This is the chain that Artura.finance is building on first. These guys have been building here for a while, and it does seem like you guys have done a great job with the platform so far. So right now, if you look at A2100, you have this giant world. You got a beach, you got a ballpark, you have everything you need. And then we have this treasure chest here. Instant, can you tell me what this treasure chest is? Because I do see the word Artura on the side.
Whoops, I was muted there. Yeah, so that's our treasure chest. Don't know how we got the treasure chest in this Bitcoin world, but we're certainly a treasure of a platform. Yeah, so this is a little icon in Botanics's whole ecosystem that they're building. It's essentially a quest campaign in which users, who come to the chain, Botanics, can come to 2100 Bitcoin world, click on the chest, and then this will bring you, starting tomorrow actually to our website where you can, place a trade or deposit in our vaults. And just by trading on the platform and completing these little tasks, you can earn real Bitcoin just from using our platform. So it'll be like a kind of interesting. You're trading perps, you're trading Bitcoin, and also you're earning it at the same time. So it should balance out a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm hearing
out there.
Yeah, 100%. I'm hearing that Botonics is doing one of the biggest Bitcoin airdrops ever to the Botonics chain users, and Artura is lucky. You guys building there, your users are lucky enough to kind of get that Bitcoin airdrop as well, right?
Yeah. That's part of their whole ethos. They're trying to be the most Bitcoin aligned, Bitcoin blockchain out there. So our Bitcoin L2. So yeah, they don't have a token. Their token is Bitcoin. It's what they pay in gas. It's what people are using to operate the chain. And as a reward, they're not going to have any tokens. So they're giving away Bitcoin to everybody who participates in these quests and in the ecosystem, including us.
Yeah, love it. And the easiest way to get started, guys, they have a bridge button over here. Obviously, A2100 Bitcoin World. Sign in with your MetaMask. You can hit the bridge button. There are different ways to sign in. I'm signing in with my MetaMask here. And then you have these different types of bridges. This is the easiest one, but it is also the longest. This is what I've done, a bunch of times so far. Copy this address and then send it with my Xverse or Coinbase or wherever to this address. 19 blocks later, it shows up and you're able to claim it. They do have other ways as well. If you are familiar with EVM and you want to use Stargate or something like that, you can do that. I've actually was experimenting last night with Garden.finance. I actually love this platform now that I'm kind of getting started with it because it does remind me of stuff that I've used in the past where I can just send Ethereum directly and I get Bitcoin on the other side. And it's so quick. It was like, it says 10 minutes, but but when you go over to, Ethereum, and then just choose, Ethereum, it's 30 seconds. So I got my Bitcoin over here super quick, guys. So that's the best way to do it, in my opinion, is have an Ethereum. It can immediately convert it. All right, so now let's just say I have some Bitcoin now, thanks to Garden Finance or by me depositing. Best thing to do is kind of go back to a Bitcoin world, go up the street here, all the way to this little place right here. This is Bitsy. This is like the #1 exchange I like over here so far. But this next page after it loads up is going to be the where you're going to need to go to kind of do the tasks. And Artura is going to have the same thing. As you can see here, they have task 1 and task 2. You guys are going to have 2 tasks as well, correct?
Yeah, it should be just trading on the platform and then depositing, but we might change those slightly to be even easier. We'll go once we go live tomorrow. We're going to make the announcement thread officially, so that's alpha for everybody out here.
Amazing. So the best thing to do is now, like I said, I have Bitcoin here. I want to start trading on Artura. I'll just go to here. I'll start trading first on Bitsy, and the best thing to do is kind of switch that because I knew I have Bitcoin here. I'm going to log in, same thing with my MetaMask wallet. I'm going to connect that, confirm it, and then I'll be signed in to Bitsy. All right, so I'm in here now, and you guys only use right now PUSD, correct?
Yeah, right now it's just PUSD, but we have plans to onboard more sources of collateral in the future.
Awesome. So I'm going to do about $25, $26. I'm going to swap that, confirm it. Transaction submitted. Blockchain, please wait. It's usually pretty quick. This is probably one of the faster chains that I've used pretty much in a while. So that is done. And then we're going to head over to Artura. So soon you will be able to just kind of click back, run over to the treasure chest area, click that, and go immediately there. But for right now, you just have to go to Artura.finance, click the app button, that'll bring you in, and then you can kind of go to trade. And now I have some PUSD, I have some Bitcoin for gas, so I'm ready to go. Now I'm going to count on Marion to make me some money.
So, I don't
Short
have the
everything.
I don't have access to be the financial advisor.
All right, what do you think I should do? What would you do?
Man, I don't know. Like, not Bitcoin. I get out of there. Maybe Ethereum goes. Yeah.
Let's go Ethereum long.
Yeah.
Go Ethereum long. I love it. So I'll hit buy there. I'll have to approve of my amount. I am going to put my amount in here first because I have done this. I'll put $26 in there. It'll automatically do my whole amount. I'll put 26.3 and I'll approve it and confirm. It's really quick. You guys did a great job with this, by the way. It's really fast in the sense of being a blockchain type DApp, right? So
we're trying to make it the fastest on Bitcoin. That's the goal.
It does seem that way. So, all right. So I have here. I'm going to go long, low position size. So I'm going to jack up my position size. 25x sounds about right, right? With $30,
that's
right?
low for you.
That's low.
For him.
So when can I expect to go higher? Instant, is this something that you guys are working on potentially? I know you guys were boasting in the past about some super high position sizes.
Yeah, so we just went to mainnet, and the next steps we're working on in the back end is locking in some massive TVL deals that we're in the process of finalizing the details on. And so once we have more liquidity in there for the vaults and everything like that, we can start onboarding riskier assets and applying even higher leverage as well.
Love it.
Yeah, love that. I can't wait to go $5. Like just out of boredom, just like at a casino, 125x, and then just kind of seeing what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But it does look like my order was created, and I am there. So I love how fast that was. Absolutely amazing. I'm already down 1%, so I'm kind of pissed at Yago. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that's how easy it is, guys. I mean, I walked you through. What that take me about 2-3 minutes to go from Bitsy all the way to Artura, and it's going to be a lot more simpler in the future when I click that treasure chest, which is awesome.
Yeah, awesome. I'm about to take the 25x short position on ETH and see what happens.
Yeah, hedge.
Yeah, man. So what's your favorite part about the site, Instant? What do you absolutely love and you guys are very proud of?
I think we've created a very good base for ourselves here. For everyone that's been following our journey, it's been a long process to get here, from rebranding to multiple iterations to new UI to trader feedback, trying to refine some of these details on here that a lot of people don't think about. But yeah, I think we have like a really good base for like a perp dex, and now it's time to really upgrade it to the next level and really show like what Artura is all about. And that mostly comes in the form of like additional listings, things like that. We do have like some awesome things coming up. We do have a trading competition in the works, so this will be our second one on mainnet. Details are yet to be announced, but that's like a lot. Like that's one of the fun events in here. We do have like we are trying to list some RWAs, some more meme coins. Obviously increasing the leverage amount as well is in the process. We do want to go up to like 150x or even like 1,000x on some assets. But yeah, this is just the beginning here. So it's a great time to learn the platform and join in the community early on, because we do have big plans for the future, and it's only going up from here.
Up only.
Up only. Alpha Gamer says, breaking. I'm not sure if this is real, but just saw an update on that Bitwise filed an S1 for a Chainlink ETF. Can we see Chainlink eventually being traded here? Instant. Is that something you guys are considering?
Yeah, definitely. We already have like a few RWAs that we're trying to list. I don't know if I can give away them because it'll kind of spoil the announcement, but yeah. We want to be able to list niche assets. That's what we started as, is like a niche asset listing perp dex, and that's what we want to continue to be.
Yeah, 100%. And you guys do have a point system. You got we talked about that in the past, and we talked about potentially this vault here being a good way to potentially risk off and also earn a lot of points. Can you get into that at all?
Yeah, so the vault is our way to provide liquidity to the platform. We just launched, and as I said, we have more TVL coming in. But this helps facilitate more risk on our end, so that people can trade crazier and crazier assets, and also people can earn up to 30% APY from depositing in here as well, essentially earning passive yield from trading fees on the platform. And it kind of works as like a feedback loop as well, where the more that's in there, the more things we can facilitate on the platform, the more traders here, the more users can earn. So it can create kind of like a feedback loop or like a flywheel in some cases. And we're just getting started on this. We're trying to have like a great APY for everybody to get rewards from it, and we're also rewarding the earliest people that join the community as well. So the earlier you help us out and join the community, the better.
Yeah, awesome, absolutely awesome. And then you do have this this list here. It's called competition. I used to be on this, but then I got liquidated Sunday night, so I'm no longer on here. But could you talk about this a little bit? And why is there only 18? I know you guys have a lot. There's a lot more users because I'm one of them not on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know why it's the leaderboards like that. I'll have to ask the devs about that. But yeah, it's just a way to. It's also might be like the alpha version of the leaderboard as well. Like I said, we're working on a competition, so obviously this page is going to be updated with the actual competition in mind. It might be a little bit behind. Yeah, and so yeah, just a way to everyone for the traders on here that trade heavily to flex. We know like the Binance leaderboards and all these other platforms have their leaderboards, and people take massive amounts of pride in being top 10 in these. And so yeah, it's just a way for people to kind of flex on other people about how awesome they are. And yeah, we want to reward that as well.
Yeah, man, I was so happy over the weekend. I was like, I can't wait to show this because I was like number 6, and then Sunday night came and I didn't have a stop loss, so I got liquidated for like $50. But
yeah,
it's all
good. also add that a lot of perp dexes reward the top 10 or top 20 or top 50 users on these with exclusive rewards and prizes, and oftentimes they'll give back tokens or things to people who use the platform the most. So yeah, it's obviously good to always be on a high position on the leaderboard. It just means you're more in line with the platform, use it a lot. And typically we have rewards planned for our leaderboard, obviously. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why you'd want to be on here.
Sounds good to me. I feel like with Botonic's Bitcoin airdrop and what you guys are putting together, it's definitely somewhere that I personally want to trade. So I'm definitely having fun with it too. Like I said, I'm just purely just playing around with it, right? And in a sense, I'm kind of farming the my volume was something crazy because I keep doing 25x's. I'm just kind of playing around with it, trying to get used to it, trying to make the mistakes now with low money, and that way when you guys do go live with this trading competition and everything, that I'm ready for it, for sure.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. So it'll be the first one on mainnet. If you guys are here for testnet, it's something to look forward to. So we have a lot we're working on between the Interact campaign and with 2100 earning Bitcoin and this. There's a lot of stuff going on in the ecosystem that we can't announce fully yet, but it's coming out.
Amazing, love it. Question from Spindrift. He says, "Does Marion expect a bullish 2026?" Marion, please give me some good news here, bud.
Yeah, I expect a good news. I expect a good 2026 as well. I think we can even run up to bullish like Q2, and we'll see how it goes from there. I'm bullish.
Yeah.
But after the Q4, we can potentially see the pretty good dump, and after that fill, we can move to the new highs. We'll see how will people stomach that dump. But even prior to that, you need to start taking profits from this cycle.
Sounds good. OX Naga says, September is historically red. What's your take this September with the rate cut possibility went from 63% to 96% just days ago? I see it around 85 on Polymarket, 84. I'm curious of your opinion on that.
Yeah, I saw also the data that September is usually red, and the price action is showing the same stuff currently. So we'll just see how it goes. I think for here, let the Fed decide with the rate cuts. Yeah. because they will move the market if they cut the rates.
Yeah, I think most people are expecting that, but it is weird, Shuzi, because I've seen a couple other posts about 90-something%, or I think maybe Jeff said on Merlin Monday 90-something%, but I don't know where they're getting that from because I'm seeing 80 on Polymarket. But yeah, man, I think that's kind of the last topic actually to talk about is the Fed rate cut. And you said, that's something that maybe you're expecting to see come, Marian. If the Fed rate cut happens in September, does that change the entire month? Do we actually have a first green September in a bull run year?
We could, yeah, because if we get a good Fed cut, we are just gonna like disrespect all the bearish signs most likely in the price section, and we will just switch the bias to the bullish, right?
Yeah,
It's just gonna adapt like always.
which honestly, it kind of makes sense. Unfortunately, it's not fun, but I could see like the next 2-3 weeks being like a chop with the downside, and then
Exactly that.
rate cut comes, and then we finish September bullish, and then get another bullish October heading into in November. So
Yeah, most likely risk off until the news. It's just gonna be a chop city and risk on after the news if it's gonna be a good news.
Yeah, man. Well, what about quantitative easing? This is something I keep saying now. Now the bond rates yields are getting really high. The Fed kind of coming in and buying the bonds out of the market itself. Pretty much what we did the entire year of 2021. Do you see that as a potential catalyst as well?
It can be a small catalyst, yeah, because it will just fill the price up. But
they didn't have a choice in 2021, though.
yeah, market is just waiting for the Fed currently. You can see it on the Twitter as well. Most of the good accounts are waiting.
But I was talking about that too, and like how I feel like Polymarket is being manipulated, by large, maybe someone that's connected to centralized exchanges or whatever. You can push the percentage down if you have enough money to push it, and then you end up making a profit with your centralized exchange business or whatever you're doing. So I guess that goes back to the basic rules, and that's the theme of the show is trader rules, and that's stick to your things that you can control and maybe not pay so much attention to the things you can't control.
Exactly. That's a pretty
love it.
Pretty good news. Vice versa, man.
For sure. Well, this has been absolutely amazing, guys. Episode 2 in the books, but we'd love to give you guys some final words here. We'll start with you, Instant, man. Any final words?
Yeah, we're live now, guys. Yeah, as I said, big announcements coming. It's the perfect time to join Artura early and get in as we start taking over Bitcoin and expand outwards. So thanks for having us.
Amazing. Mariam, man, please give me something bullish, bro, please.
Yeah, so get the feel of the platform right now because I'm pretty excited for the upcoming trading competition. It's going to be a pretty nice. And yeah, just bullish news. Yeah, we're going to pump.
There you go.
It's okay to lie. It's okay to lie to me. Any final words to you, man?
Yeah, I mean, this is I think a part of the market to where you just got to push through and get through it. And I know this has not been anything close to a typical bull market if you experienced it in 2021 or 2017, but the best part of those years were always in end of Q3 and then Q4, right? So that's what we still have ahead of us. And if you play these TradFi stocks like Alpha Gamer and you play them off of crypto, you can still do pretty decent. So we have a lot of bright stuff, bright stuff ahead of us. So we still have to finish the year strong, and I think that we have a good opportunity for that.
100%. And OX Naga says, I like how Marian is Shizzy's indicator. Yeah, he's been my indicator for a while now. When he's bullish, I'm very happy. When he's bearish, I get very sad because he's always right. But yeah, I'll just say finish this up, guys. Really appreciate you guys tuning into this brand new show again every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We will be here. My guys, Marion and Instant will be joining us. We'll have guests on. We'll make this fun. If you're somebody like Alpha Gamer, ever want to hop on with us on a Tuesday, maybe next week, that would be absolutely awesome. Just reach out to us. And for you guys, it's make sure you're tuning in every single week. I feel like we're dropping a lot of bit of knowledge every single time. I really appreciate you guys. Until next week.
Peace.
Thank you. Peace. See you next week.